This fascinating image captures French neurologist Duchenne in a pioneering experiment in the 1850s. Using electrical probes, he stimulated facial muscles to create specific expressions, exploring the connection between emotion and physiology. Despite its scientific intent, the scene exudes an unsettling atmosphere reminiscent of a horror movie. This photo captures a bizarre picnic at the California Alligator Farm in Los Angeles, where visitors freely mingled among live alligators. Taken between 1907 and 1953, the image blends the mundane with the dangerous. Events like this, as reckless as they were entertaining, attracted curious onlookers willing to dine just inches from sharp-toothed reptiles. Truly bizarre. Despite being an old image, this photo was included for its humorous context. It depicts Jack the Baboon, who worked for the South African railway system for 9 years in the late 19th century. Impressively, he never made a single mistake in his duties throughout his employment. Freddie McIntosh, an 8-year-old boy, wears a full-body protective suit covering his entire face. Captured in the mid-20th century, this image reveals Freddie's constant battle against a rare condition that made his skin extremely sensitive to daylight. You might be surprised, but these were the gym and slimming machines of the 1940s. Leg rollers massaged legs with springs and rollers, while the Slendo machine enveloped the body in intense vibrations, promising to sculpt the physique effortlessly. These exotic devices reflected the creativity and exaggeration of an era when technology was seen as the ultimate solution for achieving the ideal body. In this image, a wing walker tests the limits of courage by balancing on one leg on the right wing of a Curtiss Flying Jenny biplane, soaring through the skies of New Jersey in 1920. This breathtaking spectacle was part of the thrilling aerial performances of the time, where pilots and acrobats risked their lives to captivate audiences. The iconic wing walker Lillian Boyer is seen in this 1922 photo, pushing adrenaline to its limits by hanging precariously with just one hand from the wing of a biplane. Her daring stunts not only mesmerized audiences, but also secured her place in the history of aerial acrobatics. In this peculiar World War II image, British military equipment is camouflaged as elephants during operations in India. This unusual strategy aimed to confuse potential enemies and blend the machines into the local environment. Though curious and comical, the tactic exemplifies the creativity employed in warfare, where even vehicles were transformed to deceive and surprise. In this curious 1957 image, renowned British director Alfred Hitchcock, known as the Master of Suspense, shares a table with Leo, the iconic MGM lion. Known for his peculiar sense of humor, Hitchcock appears calm alongside the famous beast that roared in the opening of countless classic films. Would you dare to dine with such an imposing guest? A Ferris wheel in Cannon City, Colorado, became the setting for a disturbing scene in 1926, as members of the Ku Klux Klan, dressed in their traditional robes, paraded through the city and even rode the attractions. At the event organizers' request, they posed for this photo, turning a moment of leisure into an unsettling record that quickly made headlines across multiple US cities. In this peculiar image, a woman with a disconcerting smile holds a candle while facing carefully stacked skulls in the catacombs of Paris. Taken in 1935, the photo highlights the strange contrast between the visitor's carefree expression and the somber ossuary, which houses millions of human remains. In this eerie image by today's standards, hundreds of children dressed as Mickey Mouse fill a theater in Ocean Park, California, circa 1930, during a Mickey Mouse Club meeting. The uniformity of the masks and frozen smiles created a surreal, slightly sinister atmosphere, turning the moment into a nightmare-worthy scene that showcased the early power of pop culture. In this curious 1939 image, two women in Montreal try on plastic helmets designed to endure heavy snowstorms. With a peculiar shape resembling giant cones, the invention aimed to protect the face and eyes from extreme cold and biting winds. Few stories in medicine are as fascinating as that of Harriet Cole, a janitor who chose to donate her body to science after her death in 1888. Dr. Rufus B. Weaver undertook an unprecedented task, removing and preserving Harriet's entire nervous system, a process that took 6 months of meticulous work. The result became this photograph, serving as a unique teaching tool admired by generations of medical students. This iconic image captures a blind World War I veteran on his wedding day in 1921. Dressed in uniform and wearing dark glasses, he stands alongside his bride and her companion. At that time, it was common for soldiers to return with severe injuries, reflecting the horrors faced on the battlefield. In this photo, the winners of the bizarre Miss Perfect Posture contest in 1956 proudly display their trophies and their X-rays. Part of a chiropractic convention, the evaluation went beyond perfect smiles. Participants stood on scales aiming for the mythical 50/50ths weight distribution between their feet. Nothing like rewarding perfect posture with an X-ray in true 1950s style. This man is seen trying what would become an early version of pedal-powered roller skates, an ingenious attempt to combine the functionality of bicycles with skates. Captured in 1910, this invention showcased the creative spirit of the time, although it never gained widespread popularity. Believe it or not, this photo shows a portable sauna from the 1940s. The device, known as the Redo-O-Matic, promised to melt fat while the user relaxed. The inflatable suit was connected to a heat generator and marketed as a revolutionary weight loss solution. At first glance, this image appears peculiar, showing Maryland inventor George Stern demonstrating his innovative creation, a highly volatile fluid that, upon rapid evaporation, prevented surface ignition. Demonstrated on November 10, 1938, Stern envisioned its curious application as a tool for creating eerie effects in horror films, a genuinely inventive idea. This photograph showcases an impressive deep-sea diving suit from the past, also known as the Iron Man. Captured in New York in 1917, the suit featured early electrical systems and protection against extreme underwater pressure. Designed to enable deep-sea exploration, it represented a bold leap into the unknown world beneath the ocean's surface. Johnny Eck, known for his incredible talent and charisma, poses for a promotional photo for the 1932 film Freaks. Born without a lower torso, he turned his condition into a defining feature in the entertainment world, captivating audiences with his engaging personality. He defied expectations, proving that physical limitations could not hinder extraordinary success. This photograph shows members of the Young Pioneers, a Soviet youth organization, wearing gas masks during a preparedness drill in Leningrad in 1937. With its orderly rows of masked participants, the image exudes an unsettling atmosphere, reflecting the tense climate of the time, when such drills were a routine part of life amid fears of chemical warfare. This image captures soldiers of the British Royal Artillery in 1915, demonstrating remarkable skill and trust with their pack horses, performing daring tricks while lying on them. More than just transportation, these animals were indispensable allies, carrying weapons and supplies while enduring the horrors of war alongside their riders. In this iconic image, a Red Cross dog wears a gas mask, a bizarre yet chilling snapshot of war. Taken in 1917 during World War I, the photo reflects the brutal reality of chemical warfare, where even animals required protection from the deadly gases that filled the trenches.